Underwood. Thin ice!
So I can't knock down a triple here. Woo, okay. I didn't even miss a shot this entire time, so take that. This better be good for the team.
Oh,
I thought for sure.
there it is. Boom!
Yes! All right. Not a basketball podcast episode. Yeah, I know it's bullshit. 257, my camera still zoomed in. 257, March 4th, 2025. First one of these we've done in March, I think.
Sounds right.
That's exciting for everybody. The last episode, yeah. So that's good.
Yeah.
Illinois coming off of another win. Very exciting. 2 in a row.
Another huge win too. Just beating the crap out of Michigan, 93-73. Illinois looks healthy again. They look back to normal. Brad's been talking about a lot about, Tommy being able to practice and how that's helped the team. Michigan, I think, was due for one of these games. They've won a lot of games by 5 or less. And Illinois really turned it on the second half, 62 points. I think they went 11 for 23 in the second half from 3. So shocking, I know. I was kind of worried when Tommy got that first foul 36 seconds into the game. But Tommy then got his third in the second half and went to the bench for 9+ minutes maybe. And that's when Illinois kind of pulled away. So Brad did say on the big run with Tommy out, quote, "That's Ben." And Ben got to his fronts and we fronted him. Ben's defense and his rebounds were better than his offense. Defense and rebounding were tremendous.
Yep.
So that made me smile. I had to put the Hummer hoodie back on. Ben looked really bad in the first half. 2 just not even close threes. So it was nice to see him bounce back, knock a couple threes down, and he had that really good sequence fronting Golden, and then went out on a run out and knocked down a 3. So this team rebounded, and everybody rebounded. Had 43 rebounds, 19 offensive rebounds. Michigan only had 20 defensive rebounds. Michigan played zone a lot of this game, so it's harder to rebound out of that. And I get why they did it because Illinois has not been shooting the 3 well, but ended up letting Illinois score all those points in the second half. So,
Defensive or defensive rebounds?
defensive.
Okay, just checking. Yeah, I was gonna say Hummer is like a weird player to latch onto like that, but you do you, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, he was good.
I've been doing it all year. Why would I switch
know.
now?
It's weird though.
It's part of it.
3 of 8 from 3, which I'm fine with. Especially when the team takes 37. If anybody's gonna take 8, I don't know if he'd be at the top of the list, but close to it, given what this team is. I mean, Jake Davis might be the top of the list, but
Yeah, exactly.
62 points in the second half. I mean, that's really all you need to know right there. And we went over Michigan's, run here before the game. Like they've won a ton of close games, and their last 3 losses, which have only been, it's been over a month. They've had 3 losses. They've had a stretch here where they won 6 in a row, and they won 2, or they lost 1, they won 2, then they lost 1. So they've won 8 of their last 11, but their losses were they lost by 27 to Purdue. That was on the road. Then they lost home games by 13 to Michigan State, and they lost this home game by 20 to Illinois. So it's kind of what Michigan is. I find it hard to trust them if they're just going to get blown out like this in some of their losses, because it's weird. You think about their first 4 losses were all by a possession or less. They lost to Wake Forest by 2, Arkansas by 2, Oklahoma by 1, and Minnesota by 3 in overtime. So they have their first 4 losses were close. Last 3, not close, and most of their wins in Big Ten play have been by close margins. I mean, you look at they have 14 Big Ten wins. 12 of those 14 have been inside of 5 points, I believe. And their two big wins were both when they went to the West Coast. Really, them and Illinois are the only teams that have gone west and just dominated. Not to say that Illinois didn't kill Washington, but they killed Oregon, and Michigan beat USC by 11. They beat UCLA by 19. But then you look at the rest of their wins in the Big Ten. They beat Iowa by 2, Wisconsin by 3. They beat Washington by 16. So that's another one you could say the 3 in a row were the West Coast teams. I forgot to include them because why the hell are they in the Big Ten? Northwestern by 4, Penn State by 4, Rutgers by 3, Oregon by 4, Indiana by 3, Purdue by 2, Ohio State by 3, Nebraska by 3, Rutgers by 2. So this is what happens to Michigan when they lose, apparently, is they get killed.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, this team finally shot the ball well. Brad again talked about how they never miss in practice. He said that a donor was there and he was laughing because nobody would miss. He said that it just kind of clicked this game. He thinks that the energy and the defense had a lot to do with that.
Sounds really funny that Brad was laughing. It's hilarious. I mean,
Brad was.
What does it even mean? Oh, the donor. Oh, sorry, the donor. Well, it's really funny. The donor.
Yeah,
it's so funny that he was laughing. What a come on.
Yeah. The only guy that really showed up for Michigan this game was Golden, which I think was expected. You knew he was going to get his, especially with Tommy in foul trouble. I thought Ben did the best he could against him, but Golden.
I bet you did think that.
I did think that. Golden gets 22 points on 11 for 15 from the field. He did miss all 4 of his free throws, but everybody else on the team had 9 points or less. So
I thought Burnett and Cheddar were okay.
Yeah.
They didn't shoot enough, especially Burnett, 4 shots total, 2 from 3. And that's a guy who going into it has been a really good 3-point shooter this year, 41%. So, Donaldson was bad. Wolf was bad. Gale was bad. So 3 of their 5 starters were bad. 1 was really good, and the other one just didn't do enough. Yeah. And I don't know if Michigan can survive games where Donaldson and Wolf are this bad.
No, they can't. And props to Kylan Boswell. KJ, I think, was on Trey Donaldson most of the game, and Trey White. Might as well talk about the player of the games before we get into everybody else. I went with Boswell, 37 minutes, 7 for 13, 1 for 5 from 3. It just seems like what he does every game. 2 for 3 from the line. 17 points. He did have 9 rebounds. 5 of those were offensive. 4 assists, a steal, 2 blocks. He did have 3 really bad turnovers, which you thought that I was attacking him and defending Hummer for some reason when I text you about it. But just 2 bad passes that were unnecessary, and then the one that he threw into the 4th row on a wide open layup. So, but Boswell was everywhere. He was guarding 7-footer Danny Wolf and, making it hard for him the whole game. Wolf. I don't know why you're mad about my accent. I'm from Central Illinois. That's how we talk here. Yeah, but you tried to be all.
No,
you tried to be all.
I've never heard anybody say Wolf.
Radio. Danny Wolf.
It's closer. Yeah.
There's still an L in there. Anyways, 25 minutes for him,
Barely,
3 for 6. He only had 9 points, 5 rebounds, and an assist. Underwood said, best game Kylan Boswell has played in our uniform yet. And he said, getting Trey White back and Kylan Boswell, he thought that the guards had 23 or 24 rebounds, which is pretty special. Your player to watch, also your player of the game.
Yeah, he did a good job. Good game for him. Trey White, 19 and 11, had a block, 2 steals. I think the big thing here is that he shot 3 of 4 from 3, which is a bit of a surprise, despite the fact that the ball does not, hover above the rim very far.
Nope.
It goes in.
Nice tight spiral on that basketball.
He played really well. I mean, they were everywhere. The fact that you get 13 offensive boards between KJ, White, and Boswell, that's pretty legit. They just hammered him in a lot of different areas. And if Trey White's going to play like this, obviously he's got to play his best game as an Illini too, I think.
Yeah. I would say so.
I know that he
he-
had 20 and 7, and then he had 20 and 11 against Oregon. So,
But
whatever. But
this game was super efficient and, pulling down the 11 rebounds on top of a guy that you don't expect to shoot a lot of threes. I mean, if he goes 3 for 4, the team shooting well. Illinois with 2 bank threes, by the way, one by KJ, one by Davis. KJ, he did not look good for most of this game. And then you look at his stat line and he goes 3 for 6 from 3, has 17.6 rebounds and 4 assists.
yeah,
Brad said that he thought it was maybe his worst game he's had. And then he's like, but then I see that he scores 17 points. And
I think the Wisconsin game is probably the worst game he's had, Brad. 7 turnovers and 6 points.
Yeah. I think I don't know exactly his wording, but
Yeah, well, it's stupid from Brad.
it was
Enough.
something of that nature. So, but yeah, KJ just turned it up when he needed to, when the team started going, knocked down some really nice threes. The one coming off the screen. Another thing, this defense, the way that the guards are helping other guards, they're not switching. I know a big play on Twitter with some people was the play at the end of the half where Boswell switched and Trey White got lost, and then Hummer, instead of just tackling Danny Wolf, he just let him go straight to the basket. But they all figured it out in the second half. They did give up 43 points in the second half, but when you score 62, I think that's okay.
Yeah, the game was also over for the last 6 or 7 minutes.
Yeah, it didn't really matter. So Tommy only played 18 minutes, and if you would have told me Tommy was only going to play 18 minutes in this game, there's no shot I thought Illinois would win by 20. So, and he wasn't super efficient. I mean, he played some good defense when he was in. He played some bad defense also, reaching a lot and doing things just to pick up fouls that he shouldn't have. But only 3 of 10, 1 for 5 from 3 for him for 7 points. And then he only had 3 rebounds, but he did have 5 assists. Still one of the best passers on the team. So only 1 turnover in the second half, Jeffrey says.
Good.
That is good. 9 total. So Will Riley got the start once again. Obviously, this is going to be what they go with all the time. Played the second most minutes, 36 minutes, 6 of 12. Missed all his threes. He was 0 for 4 from 3, but he had 13 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists for him. The 2-man game between him and Ivisic was really good in this game when they were on the court at the same time. But Will he looks more confident. Brad doesn't necessarily think he's gotten stronger, but he said his confidence and not being afraid to get hit now has really helped him out. And there were a few where he probably should have shot it in the lane and he decided to kick one out, whatever. But Will Riley becoming I think he's becoming what we thought he would be. So it just took him a little while to get there.
Who been DGL both missing all their threes, 0 for 6 combined. Good control in the lane from Will Riley.
Yeah, he has been making some tough shots too. So Finkel says hotter start to March, Illinois or Mickey Madison.
It's Mikey Madison.
I don't know who that is.
The
It says Mickey though, right?
Yeah, but it's Mikey.
Okay.
Lead actress in Nora.
Oh, your favorite movie. Got you.
I don't even know if it was my favorite movie of the year, but it definitely should have won 5 Oscars like it did. Absolutely.
Gotcha.
So I would say Mikey Madison for the record. Hotter start to March. No doubt.
Riley is great from 10 feet and in. Love the mid-range game. Yeah, I mean, usually he knocks down a couple of those threes, but they weren't falling this game. Luckily, they were falling for everybody else. Jake Davis got left open twice for some reason. Best 3-point shooter on the team, and they just left him open. So 9 minutes for him, 3 for 3, 2 for 2 from 3, 8 points, a rebound. Did exactly what you want Jake Davis to do. Hummer played 24 minutes, by the way, mainly because Ivicic was in foul trouble. And then DGL played 8 minutes, 0 for 2, both threes, 1 assist, 1 turnover. Nobody talking shit about him, but anyways.
Yes.
And then Corey Booth made a 3. I got to go get my dog.
That was, surprising make from him off the side and in, kind of side of the rim and in. It's Kerry Booth, just for the record, folks. Kerry Booth. Made a 3. I thought Jake Davis, though, touching on him, really good game for him. Only played 9 minutes, but he went 3 of 3 from the field. Made both of his threes. Had an offensive rebound. Just a solid Jake Davis game. And he was the best white player for the team in this one. Better than Hummer. So, there you go. Far more efficient, no doubt.
He was definitely more efficient. So, DGL up to his last bad habits of taking threes instead of driving it to the basket.
He's open. Those threes were wide open. Catch
Yeah.
and shoot.
I don't mind the 2 threes he took. I mean, Michigan's zone kind of doesn't allow a guy like DGL to get to the basket as much, but
he is 0 for 7 in the last 3 games from 3 and 3 for 14 in the last 4.
And that's he had that really good game where he shot from from 3, and Brad said it was nice because that was the part of his game we were worried about. And then
Wisconsin, probably.
Yeah, and then it seems like he's just taking a bunch of them. So
yeah,
it's all right. I mean, he's still coming in. He's playing good defense. He doesn't have to shoot it a lot, so not a big deal. Brad post game, he said, quote, "I couldn't be prouder of the group of guys than I am with this group. After New York, it would have been very easy to pitch a tent and say we're done. This group has done just the opposite. Some of the best practices of the year and getting the energy back to improve and get better." He said, quote, "I don't need a pat on the back for the way we bounce back. They do." And then he was asked about the urgency of it being March. Sorry, my dog's being ridiculous. He's moving everything. He said, most teams, yes. I don't know if this team knows. We haven't talked about seeding. We haven't talked about postseason. Most of them probably don't even know what a seed is. Play like you practice and get them to practice back the right way. It just happens to be March, so it's a good thing. I'm not sure, or I'm sure not trying to clutter their heads with anything, but just get better. One thing in March, you're only as good as your last game. How many of these guys do you think don't know what seeding is in the NCAA tournament?
Who? What guys?
You're not even listening. All right.
No, I'm not.
On to the next game.
No, what's the players?
Brad said that he thinks that most of the guys don't even know what a seed is.
Oh, probably nobody. I mean, what the fuck does that even mean?
I don't know. Is that a wolf you're petting? Let's see
Wolf.
the dog.
Wolf.
This is Chief. Come here, Chief.
Wolf.
Come here.
WOLF.
Jump. Can't see him. He won't jump. It's our new puppy.
I mean, nobody can. Whoever's listening to the feed here can't see anything going on.
Hey, hi,
He looks upset.
Chief. He's always upset. Anyways, I can't get back because he's in the way. Anything else you got to say about this game?
Good win.
Excuse me.
Needed to win a game like that. I don't know how Michigan's going to finish the season, but they do finish, I believe, with Maryland and Michigan State.
Yeah, Maryland tomorrow, Michigan State on Sunday.
Tough finish there. But this is a Michigan team that, they were number 10 on KenPom on January 12th. And since then, their record is 9-3, and they've dropped all the way to 29. So despite winning, the metrics still not in love with this Michigan team. So
because they don't win by enough. I mean, Brad kept his starters in until there was 56 seconds left in this game. because he wanted to win by 20. And in doing that, Illinois jumped 6 spots on the net. So,
well, if you look at Illinois' Big Ten wins, I mean, they beat Wisconsin by 6 in the first win. They beat Oregon, obviously, by 32. Washington by 4. Penn State by 39. Indiana by 25. Northwestern by 9. Minnesota by 21. Ohio State by 8. Michigan by 20. Iowa by 20. So that's why the metrics still like Illinois enough to have them in the top 20 because they dominate when they win. And they've had a lot of blowout losses too, but we don't have to say anything about that. Not obligated. All right, let's do Purdue, Illinois season finale Friday night, 7:00 on Fox. Illinois 19-11 coming in, Purdue 11-8. Nope, that's not what I meant to say. Reset. Illinois 19-11 on the season, 11-8 in the Big Ten. Purdue is ranked 18th apparently, 20-9, and they are 12-6 in the Big Ten. They play Rutgers before this
tonight,
game.
6 o'clock tonight on Peacock.
Big game for both teams, especially for Illinois. Though Illinois struggled against Purdue the last few years. Purdue has struggled down the stretch as well in the Big Ten. You look at Purdue recent stretch here. They lost 4 straight. Michigan, Wisconsin, Michigan State. They lost to Indiana. 3 of those were on the road. Their last home game is tonight against Rutgers, and then they play at Illinois. And an interesting Purdue team. I mean, a team that was 8-4 at one point after losing to Auburn on December 21st. Since that point, they are 12-5, and they were 11-1. They won 11 of 12 in that stretch as well. But they bounced back with a win Friday night against UCLA by 10. Obviously, in that game, TKR figured it out a little bit. He'd been struggling. He had 29 points. Braden Smith had 23 with 8 assists. And Lawyer had 11. So I think this is a better matchup for Illinois than most Purdue teams have been. I guess the ED thing matters. But I think Illinois can certainly handle this Purdue team. Will they? I mean, that remains to be seen, I guess. But both of these teams have had good offenses in Big Ten play, both top 3. It's kind of amazing that Illinois' offense is 3rd in the Big Ten in conference play and efficiency on offense, but they can't shoot at all a lot of times. I mean, in conference play, their 3-point percentage is up to 29.8, so still under 30, and Purdue's number 1 in the conference in 3-point shooting at 37.3%. So it'll be an interesting matchup for Illinois defensively. I think, once again, like Boswell, this is a big spot for him defensively.
Yeah.
It's a big spot for KJ defensively, those guards. But I just think this is a way better matchup for Illinois than other Purdue teams have been in the past. And ED's obviously a big part of that. But I thought Illinois last year was not a bad matchup for Purdue. They lost both games to them. Of course, one of those games was without Terrence Shannon. But, we'll see. Purdue, not as good as last year, certainly, which is to be expected when you lose a guy like Edey. And Purdue had a little run there with Edey in those 2 years where they were top 10 teams in the country. Undoubtedly, last year they were the runner-up in the national championship game. And this time, Illinois is kind of a similar playing field. Purdue 16th on Ken Pom, Illinois 19th. Looking at Purdue's lineup in their last game, like I said, Braden Smith 23-8, went 6 of 10 from 3. Lawyer went 3 of 5. That's about the best those guys can shoot from 3. 9 of 15 combined. That's pretty elite. TKR at 29. Like I said, CJ Cox played 20 minutes at 5 points. Caleb First, 19 minutes, didn't score, had 2 rebounds. Camden Heidi had 3 and 7, or 3 and 9, 9 rebounds off the bench for him in 21 minutes. Miles Colvin played 20 as well. And we'll see with Illinois. I mean, no Merez Johnson, obviously. I don't think Merez is going to play in this game. But they're saying he's going to be back in the Big Ten tournament, right? So
it's the word. I don't know how much I believe it, but
I absolutely believe it's 100% going to happen. Players to watch in this game.
Oh, players to watch already. All right, sorry. You stole my Purdue player, but that's okay. I know that's why you put that in there.
Yeah.
Put that in there before I could. But I'm going with Ben Humrickhouse, as Brad calls him. Mainly because I think Trey Kaufman-Wren is going to get Tommy into foul trouble. If Tommy tries to play defense against Trey, like he did against Golden, I think that we're going to find him in a lot of foul trouble. So Hummerhouse is going to have to come in and guard him. And I think that's all I care about is how he plays defense in this game. Trey Kaufman-Renn scores almost 20 a game. He pulls down 6 boards, and he is a big physical body. Sometimes you can get him out of control. Don't mind sending him to the line. He only shoots it at 65% from the free throw line. So Purdue is literally TKR and Braden Smith, and then if Lawyer gets hot from 3. So you got to find a way to shut down one of the big 3.
Yes. I mean, I said earlier, Lawyer and Smith shot 9 of 15 from 3 against UCLA. So
6 of 10 by Smith.
That's what I shot, I think, in the 3-pointers last week, 9 of 15. Mm-hmm. So I'm better than those guys. I could have easily done more. I'm going KJ and Braden Smith. There's the 2 guards. Doesn't matter. The 2 best players on both teams, I think, by a lot of measures. And I think that's the right thing to do with a game like this. Braden Smith obviously hit the big shot last year in this game when they played in Champaign between the 2. He hit the big shot. And we'll see if Illinois can contain him this time. I have to think that you go Boswell on Braden Smith and you go KJ on Lawyer, I guess, and go from there, I guess.
I could see Trey White guard Lawyer. But.
Well, that's where I worry, like the quick guard with Trey. But I also don't want KJ running around the entire game either. So it's tough.
Right. And I mean, you have to change. Lawyer never stops moving. So
and maybe it's DGL time defensively.
Yeah. I guess that puts Will Riley on first.
Well, first is barely going to play. It'll probably be Will Riley on Camden, whatever his last name is. Or Miles Colvin. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Should be an interesting matchup. I think Illinois has a really good chance to win this game. Got to contain Braden Smith and TKR. Have to. So,
yep.
Predictions. Illinois at home, senior night for all the freshmen that are leaving. I got Illinois winning this game 88-82.
I got them winning 84-79. Senior night for whom, Rickhouse and KJ?
And Will Riley?
No. And that's it because all the bums are not seniors either.
All right.
AJ Redza Jr.
Great. Glad we get him another year.
Yeah. He's going to be in the rotation next year.
Riley's on first. What's on second? I don't know. It's on third.
Funny.
Good stuff. We going around the Big Ten today, or we just calling this good at 28 minutes? Look at us.
No, I'm looking at some stuff right now.
Efficient podcast right here.
I think the game of the night tonight for those who want to watch collegiate hoops is a game that is on FS1 at 8:00 in Eugene, Oregon, and that's Indiana at Oregon.
Yeah.
The metrics don't help Indiana, but they're 9-9 in the Big Ten. They're 18-11 overall. They win this game. I mean, I think people are going to start to be like, okay, they're going to make it. And they got Ohio State to finish the year, so that would be an interesting game to win as well. I'm just looking to see what Lenardi has with Indiana. He has them. Okay, so they're solidly in right now. Last 4 buys for Indiana. Some might move them to lock status if Indiana wins tonight. If Indiana goes into Eugene and beats Oregon, they probably become a lock for the tournament, which is really something.
Woodson decides to unretire and come back.
I don't think that is going to happen.
I guess we could have talked about Illinois' seeding. I think everybody has them at a 7 right now.
Well, Lenardi, who we know is the best in the business, has them as a 7 against San Diego State on the same line as Iowa State. So rematch against Iowa State.
Yeah. If they beat Purdue, do they move to a 6, or do you think they got to win another one in the tournament?
I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they're gonna like
the people in the chat seem to want an early exit from the Big Ten tournament. I mean, unless you're going to win it, yeah, early exit. I mean, win a game, solidify your spot. I think if they win against Purdue and they win a game, they'll be a 6 seed personally, but kind of depends on what everybody else does around them. That like 4 through 9 is so close. It'll be interesting how everybody gets seated.
CBS has them as an 8 right now, which is amazing to me.
Well, Corsery might be the worst of the worst.
All the mainstream ones are brutal. I don't know how that's possible.
Beat Purdue and win a Big Ten tournament game, they could go up to 6. Yeah, but it all depends on what everybody else does. Like I said, that 4 through 9 section is really tight. So, man said Lulazy. Lenardi more like Lulazy. Bracketology once a week nonsense. I put them as a 6 seed. I don't know what had just happened. Ethan just left. I don't know if his internet died. Are you okay? What happened?
I don't know. It just stopped working. What is it? Go for it, Jeffrey. Let's see it.
Oh, boy. We reached our 30 minutes. See you guys later.
Yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe. Are we doing a watch party? We can't, right? You got to work.
Yeah.
Can't find somebody to come cover the shift.
No.
Do we want to go live on YouTube or do a Spaces afterwards then?
Probably YouTube.
Okay.
Spaces sucks because nobody contributes anything. They all suck. Hinkle especially.
All right. Dog's getting fired up. We'll be live after the Purdue game. Jeffrey might get Ethan fired up. We'll see what happens here in the next 30 seconds.
Ball's in his court.
Sure it'll be something Dane Danger-esque.
Did anybody win? Did anybody enjoy the Oscars? We're a movie show.
I did not. I didn't even watch them.
All right.
I haven't watched a movie in I don't know how long.
You should get on it.
Yeah, send me some good ones to watch.
No.
Recent. Not movies about hookers or whatever you're watching.
All right. First of all, that is completely disrespectful to the film itself. Ridiculous.
Is that what it's about?
I mean, she's like a escort, I guess, you know. I don't know.
Okay.
It's a really good film. Sorry, I understand film, you know. It's weird that you would say that.
Cinderella escort crossover.
See, the problem with the people that you're probably hearing this from is that they're 85 years old and they're.
I think it was people commenting on Big Cat saying that it was.
Those people are all annoying too because it's like, oh yeah, oh man, Conclave should win. Oh, because Conclave. Conclave. Oh, classic Catholic priest bullshit. Who gives a fuck?
It's just got 30 to 45 minutes in the beginning.
Exactly. Yeah,
right.
it's
enough.
It's a good film. People don't understand film.
Where can I watch that at?
I think it's going to be on
Netflix.
It's going to be on Hulu in like 2 weeks.
Somebody let me steal their Hulu account, please.
You should just get the bundle. I don't know what.
I already paid for just because your parents pay for your Comcast bill doesn't mean that I'm going to buy a bunch of different things so I can watch one movie.
Well, the bundle is Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN Plus.
But why would I need
cheap
that?
Too? Because ESPN Plus.
There's nothing wrong with it, Bootzilla. Jeez.
Well, I just like all these people talking about the film are so annoying. Like it's one of the top 10 best picture winners the last 30 years because there's been a bunch of terrible winners. It's a joke. Yeah. Emilia Perez was an awful picture. Awful. 60%. 66% Dane Danger from the free throw line. 66%. Pretty good. That'll play right there. 47% last year. If Illinois plays Memphis in the tournament, who wins? Probably Memphis. Memphis has like lengthy guards and like they I guess they're not lengthy guards, but the good defensive guards. They shoot 38% from three. I mean, Illinois could certainly win that, but you never know. That would be interesting. Hope it happens. You're on mute.
You know who won't play well in that game, though? Dane Danger.
Dane
Because he's
Danger.
not good against high competition.
It's true. I mean, look at what he did against Auburn. He was terrible.
Yeah.
15-5 on 6 of 11 shooting. He sucks. What about Mississippi State? RJ against Dane. Yeah, not good in that game. He doesn't even start for them. Like, he sucks.
How many points did
He's starting now. He started to start now.
Yeah, he's starting now. How many points did Moretti have last night?
50, I think.
Okay. In other news, Io DeSumo out for the year.
Yeah, both suck anyway. So
Shoulder surgery. Sad news.
Moretti had
other
points.
news. TSJ starting now. I heard. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I've heard.
Moretti had 3 points on 1 of 4 shooting, 4 rebounds and assists, but they won. So,
Gotcha. Good for him.
Timber.
What did Sky Clark do last night? Oh, missed the free throw. Almost lost the game for him.
Sky Clark had 30 points.
No, he didn't.
Let's see here.
Who else? What's Adam Miller doing these days? He besides getting kicked out of games.
They are terrible.
They're going to win this week, though. Is he still at Arizona State? Now that I say that?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Sky Clark, 3 for 9, 1 for 5, 10 points, 7 assists. Good stuff.
Shannon started because of injury, but he didn't start their last game.
Check it out. Got the Thin Ice t-shirt. Decent quality, not great quality.
What can you do at that point, you know? What was I going to look up?
The hoodies are high quality Adidas. I don't know what the t-shirts are.
Adam Miller.
Hansberry's having a decent year. I saw that Sincere made like top 13 defensive something or others. Who else has left the team?
Adam Miller's averaging 10 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, but he's shooting 45% from 3.
Pretty good.
He's made 55 threes. That's
he did at Illinois. Shoot threes.
But he's only 34% in Illinois.
What's Hansberry doing?
Averaging 9 points and 6 rebounds and an assist and a half. He started 21 of 28 games. Not a very efficient offensive player, but almost averaging 10 a game.
Nice. Good stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure Dane would have something to prove. Like, you're acting like Illinois kicked him out. Like, him being a Dane guy the way he is like the same as you being a humor guy. The weirdest players to defend. I mean, humor stinks.
Whatever.
Nah,
right.
he was unbelievably bad in his first little few minutes there. Though that was
it was bad. I was crying.
Bad as you're gonna see.
Sitting in my chair crying. How bad those threes were.
Kevin Sweeney a couple days ago on After Dark said Illinois is 16-2 this season when they shoot above 27% from 3. They don't even need to be an elite shooting team. The floor for them is don't suck.
It's true.
So it's 28%. Whew. All I'll say is that Purdue needs to watch out. That's what I say. So, and if we don't, since we're not doing the Purdue game, we're going to try to do a Big Ten tournament game. So,
yeah, Wednesday at 6:30 is looking pretty locked in right now. But
Wednesday or Thursday? Wednesday. Okay.
It starts Tuesday now, so maybe Thursday. No, it's Wednesday.
No, it's Thursday.
Big Ten tournament bracket.
I thought the double bye got you to Friday.
No,
so
not anymore.
Yeah, it does.
Wednesday. No, Thursday. You're right. Thursday, 6:30. Wednesday's my birthday. Good thing we're not doing that.
Why?
Because it's my birthday. You think I want to hang out with you guys?
I would definitely do a watch party on my birthday because I don't care. I guess.
You don't have anybody to hang out with, but sure.
No, not a birthday guy at all. Honestly, I not. I think I just think we're the complete opposite in that.
Well, I'm turning 40. That's the only reason why it matters this year.
Yeah, I feel like it, but like where were you a couple years ago?
I mean, that was different.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was right after COVID. Like everybody needed to get out of the house.
We have philosophical differences when it comes to birthdays, and that's okay. It's not politics, It's birthday ticks.
All right. Can you say goodbye and cut yourself off yet, or what are we doing here?
Just making sure nobody else wants to comment. I'm surprised Hinkle didn't respond to, or Finkel, sorry, didn't respond to him saying Mickey instead of Mikey. That was bizarre move by him. But what can you do? All right, we've seen enough here. We'll be back after the game Friday, and it's going to be a good time. People are going to have a good time, and we'll see everybody then. Underwood.
Thin ice!